I'm in the airport getting ready to go back home to Florida, and had a great visit here with all the family. Mom and Dad's doing good, and all the family. Let me put a shout out for Noble Gold, because this is the end of the year. If you're looking at that 401k or your IRA, maybe you need to roll it over into a gold IRA, okay? At www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. This is a great opportunity to secure some of your finance, diversify, okay? At www.pastorpaulgold.com, or call them at 877-646-5347, and you'll be very, very glad that you did. All right, so here's what's going on. We have breaking news coming out of South Korea. The president of South Korea, who's been under investigation by the opposition party, the Democrat Party of South Korea. There has been chaos and confusion in the government. Sounds like places I know. And so today he was giving a speech today before the parliament there in South Korea, and he declared martial law on the country. What? Martial law declared in South Korea by the president of South Korea. Now, chaos broke out in the parliament, absolute pandemonium. The army came in, started locking down the parliament, locking down the streets, and locking down the country. Really, especially Seoul, South Korea. This is crazy. And as this went on, some of the parliament members were trying to get back into the parliament building so that they could vote and stop the martial law decree by the president of South Korea. But they couldn't get through, because by then the army had set up a perimeter. It became very difficult to try to get there enough lawmakers inside the parliament to create a quorum, which is following the rules of decorum and, of course, their constitution. They have to have at least so many parliament members. They finally got them in there. They took a vote, and they voted to stop the martial law that was implemented by the president. Now, why did the president do that? That's the question everybody wants to know. Why did he do that? He says it's because he had to stop the communist movement in South Korea that was taking place between the South Korean Democrat Party and the North Koreans. According to the president of South Korea, the Democrat Party of South Korea had been infiltrated and was working, or in cahoots, if you will, working with the North Korean government in trying to come up with a way to overthrow South Korea from within their own constitution, or at least get such a control of it that they can start manipulating the votes and things to further the cause of North Korea. The president of South Korea said, this is a communist movement. The communists have taken over the Democrat Party of South Korea, he said. Now, I was telling Heidi about this, and she said, I've been wondering about this. She said, why did North Korea send troops to help Russia fight Ukraine? It just doesn't make sense. And now South Korea is in martial law because the North Koreans have infiltrated and maybe even taken over the Democrat Party, the opposition party of the South Korean nation. And so now when you start looking at this, is there a communist movement right now? Is there a major communist movement? Look at China. They want to take Taiwan. Russia still taking ground, moving forward in Ukraine. Russia working with both China and North Korea. Obviously communist nations. So you start wondering about, and then you throw in Iran, a radical Islamist, and you start wondering, what in the world's going on here? Is there a communist movement? Are we back to this, are we back to the same ideologies again? Communism against capitalism? And where does Jesus Christ fit in all of that? Well, he certainly doesn't fit in communist thinking. They reject all religion. Certainly Christianity has been brutalized by communists over the years. But how does this all work? Is this shadow government? Is a new world order? Remember, Putin said he wants a new world order and wants to be the head of it. China said they wanted a new world order and they want to be the head of it. And Iran, well, they want to be the head of an Islamic world order. And even Joe Biden said he'd like to be in charge of the new world order. One thing's for sure, there's chaos. Governments are collapsing. And I remember talking to Pastor Melvin Whittington about this maybe